And welcome to the semifinals between Marion Military Institute and St. John's River State College, as this game will determine who will play South Florida State in the championship game tomorrow, final Division II game that we'll have on day 3 of the tournament. And after pitching, or having over 100 pitches in the win against Central Alabama, Kaylee Elder is back on the circle to try to come away with a win here against the Tigers from Marion Military Institute. We're about to get this one underway here. Dallas Rinsey with you this afternoon for our final game here on field number 2, and then everything will shift over to the championship field on field number 5. As the Tigers will be the road team, St. John's won the coin toss, so they will be the home team in this one, as that is a first pitch strike delivered. As we take a look at the starting batting order for the Tigers, they'll have Avery Lumpkin, B.G. Braswell, and Carly Pearson to lead things off, as Tigers will be in their orange jerseys with black pants. Alex Irwin will be batting cleanup, followed by Etz, Kendrick, Robbins as a designated player, Neighbors, and finally Macklin. That'll be the starting 9 for the Tigers. Here in the semifinal game, swung on a miss for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Avery Lumpkin, the leading home run hitter for the Tigers, as St. John's facing off against another high-powering offense in Division II in the ACCC. Just defeated Central Alabama just moments ago, 8-1 in 7 innings. That pitch is going to be downstairs. And now they'll have to win this game, and will have to win twice against South Florida State in the championship tomorrow. But this will be the final semifinal game. We are down to 3 teams in Division II, and the championship in Division I will be later today on JockJive. As that will be a ground ball to short here to Catherwood. She'll fling over to first in time for out number 1. And I'll bring up B.G. Braswell, number 8, as we take a look at St. John's out in the field, as they will have Princess Herodato, number 25, behind the plate. Jenny Butia, number 44, will be at first. Emily Griffin at second. Kendall Catherwood will be at short. And then Carly Jagalow will be at third base. And the outfield, they'll have Alyssa Valad in left, Kylie Granger in center, and Izzy Lewis, number 15, will be in right field. As they are going pretty much with the same lineup they just had against Central Alabama. They'll have some changes in the batting order for Central Alabama, or for St. John's. They'll have Masson Duncan now as the designated player. Duncan had a base hit in the win against Central Alabama as a pinch hitter. She'll get the start in this one as a designated player. Good looking pitch there. That's going to be in for a strike. And it's 2-1 here to Braswell. As this Marion Military Institute offense, 57 games played, 417 runs scored, 60 home runs hit as a team, and 333 batting average. Ground ball to third to Jagalow. The throw is low, but in time for out number 2. 2-0-2 down to begin here in the top of the first. As it brings up Carly Pearson, the shortstop. 333 batting average as a team for the Tigers, 411 on base percentage, 534 slugging percentage. Pearson leads the way with 7 home runs, 62 RBIs, and 88 hit season with 27 doubles. And we'll see if she went. They had test down the right field line, and the infield umpire says no. It'll be in for ball number 1. Pearson in her second year with the Tigers had over 200 at-bats. She was the only batter that had over 200 at-bats during the regular season, and a .433 hitter as she swings and misses for strike number 1. Also had 5 triples, but 7 home runs, 62 RBIs. As we are live here on field number 2 at Veterans Park in Alabaster, Alabama. It's been a great tournament so far. Back-to-back days with beautiful weather. Ground ball down the left field line, foul. Alex Irwin, number 2, is on deck. Leading home run hitter is Avery Lumpkin, who ground out to short her first time up. 17 home run season with 64 RBIs. Irwin on deck, who led the team with base hits with 94 on the year. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled up against the fence. Marion Military coming in as the number 2 seed in this tournament. Well, for St. John's River State, they are the number 3 seed. Or take that back, St. John's River State is number 2 seed. Marion Military is number 3. Well, South Florida State, number 4 seed, awaiting on deck. That one's going to miss outside from Kaylee Elder. We had a phenomenal day on the circle earlier today. It will go the complete game, all 7 innings, just allowing 1 earned run. That was off a line drive off of her into right field. Swung on a miss. Elder with a strikeout. And we head to the bottom of the first after a 1-2-3 inning from Kaylee Elder and for her 8th inning of work on the afternoon. We head to the bottom of the first. No score between the Tigers and the Vikings. Back here for the bottom of the first inning as the Vikings will come out to bat after having an explosion offensive performance in the top of the 5th inning against Central Alabama with 9 base hits, scoring 6 runs, coming with an 8-1 victory in the first one, going out with pretty much the same batting order here against the Tigers. And the first pitch will miss upstairs. Take a look at our starting pitcher for the Tigers. It'll be number 56, Taylor Bailey. As a freshman left-handed pitcher, will be making her 26th appearance on the circle this season. As this one's going to be lifted to right field, and this one is going to be caught on the run from B.J. Braswell. Tough catch there by the second baseman, but that'll be out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. And now bring up Kaylee Elder with the base empty here with 1 out. Bailey during the regular season made 21 starts, 2 wins, 6 losses, only 1 complete game this season. So that one's going to go downstairs. 75 innings of work, 80 hits allowed, 42 earned runs, 68 strikeouts to 53 watts, and a 3.89 ERA on the year for Taylor Bailey. As that is going to be fouled off for strike number 1. Let's take a look at the Tigers down the field. We'll have Savannah Neighbors behind the plate. Avery Lumpkin, 0 will be at first. B.J. Braswell, who just made that phenomenal catch in right field, will be at second. Carly Pearson at short. Chrislyn Etz will be at third base for the Tigers. As this one's going to be lifted into gap into left center field. This one will drop in for a base hit. And the Vikings with their first base hit here in their second game on the day. As Kaylee Elder had a couple base hits in the win earlier today, gets a single here with 1 out and brings up Alyssa Valad. In the outfield for Mary Military, Emily Mackin will be in left. Alex Irwin will be in center. So that one's going to be inside. And Jaden Kindred, number 23, will be in right field for the Tigers. They arrived at the ballpark about an hour ago. This is the only game they have scheduled today, waiting for the winner of Central Alabama and St. John's. They get the rematch against the Vikings, as this one will be grounded foul. First meeting was a dominant win for Marion Military against St. John's. To move them in the winner's bracket, they eventually lost to South Florida State. And now they are trying to get to the championship game. As this will be a line drive base hit to right field for Valad. And runners will be at third and second. Vlad's in safely at second. Good base run here by the Vikings. It's runners at third and second here with one out. After bad-to-bad base hits for the Vikings. Vlad with just one RBI in the win against Central Alabama, but she gets herself a base hit here. And now Princess Aerodotto, number 25, the catcher, who homered. That was the only home run of the game against the Trojans earlier today. A bomb to left field, and now she'll bat here with a chance to give the Vikings the lead. Vikings have not trailed at all today. First pitch, ripped down the left field line. It is a foul ball down the left field line. A long strike, number 1. Arenado had 22 home runs during the Red River season. 1 home run so far here on field number 2. Just the second time St. John's has been on this field. First time we're seeing Mary Military on field number 2. Live here on JockJive Sports. Arenado almost had her second home run of the day. It'll be a long strike, number 1. This one's ripped down the left field line. She is all over the first 2 pitches from Taylor Bailey. For a pitching staff this year for the Tigers, they've allowed 192 earned runs off of 408 hits, 262 strikeouts to 183 walks. They've allowed 30 home runs, and their team ERA is 3.66. That one's outside. Good-looking pitch, but it's going to be in for ball number 1 here to Arenado. With Janine Butia on deck. Third and second here with 1 now. Vikings trying to strike first. And it's upstairs for ball 2. Good crowd here for this one. The St. John's fans just remained over to the right side under the right canopy in the bleachers, where Mary Military takes up where Central Alabama was at just less than an hour ago. 2 balls and 2 strikes here. And it's upstairs, gets away from the catcher, but not far enough to score. Kaylee Elder from third base. Elder's on at third, Vlad is on at second. And it's a full count with 1 out. First base is open. Vikings had the bases loaded just once. And that was in that top of the 5th where they were able to jump all over the Trojans and jump ahead to a big lead. That one's going to be fouled off at the last second from Arenado. Mary Military under head coach Jeff Benson. Tigers finishing second in the ACCC, but coming in as the number 3 seed, while St. John's is number 2 seed. We have seeds 2, 3, and 4 remain the final 3 teams here in Division 2. Full count here with 1 out. Swung on a miss. Big strikeout there for Taylor Bailey on the leading home run hitter for the Vikings. And now Jenny Butia, number 44, will step in. Just 1 base hit in the win earlier today against Central Alabama. She'll bat here third and second with 2 outs. Vikings trying to strike first as the first pitch will go upstairs. As we take a look at the Vikings starting bat order, Catherwood, Elder, Willad, Arenado, Butia, Duncan will be batting sits as a designated player, followed by Emily Griffin, Izzy Lewis, and Carly Jagala, as that will be in for a strike swung on a miss from Butia. So Madison Duncan is the only new addition to the lineup for the Vikings here in the second game. Besides that, they're going with the same lineup as they had the first game. That's going to be in for a strike. 1 and 2 here. As Taylor Bailey just a strike away from getting out of his jam. Starting off with a fly out into right field as the second baseman Braswell was over to make the catch. Elder and Vlad with base hits. A strikeout and now a 1-2 count here to Butia. With Madison Duncan, number 25, on deck already with 1 base hit so far. Will she get an opportunity here? First base is open as Bailey looking for another strikeout. And this one's fouled up against the fence once again. Beautiful weather for this Saturday afternoon. Here at Veterans Park, we had rough weather on Thursday. Or on field number 2, we were only able to complete just one game. We were almost about to complete a second, but we finished that game up yesterday morning at 9 a.m. This one's going to be popped up to left. Run in is the left fielder, Malkin. She makes the catch. Macklin with the grab. Leaves runner strand at third and second. We head to the second inning. No score between the Tigers and the Vikings here on JockJive. Couple base runners for St. John's River, but nothing to show for on the scoreboard. As it will be hitters 4, 5, and 6 due up here for the Tigers. Alex Irwin, Etz, and Kendrick to lead things off here. And the first pitch ripped into the gap into left center field. It'll drop in for a base hit. Extra bases here for Alex Irwin. And it's a leadoff double for the Tigers to kick off the top of the second. And on the very first pitch delivered from Kaylee Elder. First hit for the Tigers. Irwin has been one of their best hitters all season long. She had 94 hits during the regular season. And it's 11 home runs and 56 RBIs for Irwin. With 9 doubles on the year. Played in 56 of the 57 games. And now it'll bring up Etz. And the first pitch will be downstairs. Kristlyn Etz, 7 home runs, 65 RBIs, a .351 hitter. 15 doubles hit this season with 61 total hits. And it looks like Elder's going to have a quick conversation with her assistant coach after that last sequence of events, after the give up the double and then a pitch downstairs to Etz, playing at third base today. But Tigers got some help on the circle with Taylor Bailey, able to pitch out with runners on at third and second. And now the Tigers with a chance to strike first here in the top of the second inning. A lot of home run hitters in this lineup. So that one can at 4 strike. Irwin with 11 home runs on the year. Pearson and Etz with 7 home runs each. Lumpkin with 17 leading the team. And then a couple other players with just under 5 home runs, but pretty spread out throughout this entire lineup. As this is grounded foul, and that'll be strike number 2. The Kristlyn Etz with Jaden Kendrick, number 23, on deck. Playing in right. As she will show bunt here. It was a 3-3 down inning in that first inning. As that is another foul ball. It was 2 groundouts to Lumpkin and Braswell, and then a strikeout to Pearson. But Irwin starts this top of second with a double into left center field. Well hit ball. There's a couple hits shy of 100 on the year. Probably has 100 by now through the first couple of playoff games here at Veterans Park. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. And it sails outside. Good take there from Etz. Jane Kendrick on deck. Two balls and 2 strikes here. Irwin sits tight over at second, trying to be put in motion here. Etz draws back the bunt and fouls off another pitch. Marion Military in Division II, they went 25-7 in Division II this year, and 43-16. Most wins overall in the Division II this year, just behind Central Alabama, in which they will not have to play at all. As this one's going to be popped up and comes back here to the press box and just underneath it. Central Alabama was first place in the Division II standings at 28-4. Marion Military at 25-7 in second place. Those two teams were neck and neck. Just Central Alabama won the season series, and that's why they were the number one seed. As that swung on a miss, and finally a strikeout here in the top of the second. Elder with her second of the game. As it brings up Jaden Kendrick, the right fielder. Kendrick has only played in 28 of the 57 games this year for Marion Military. 55 at-bats, 3 home runs, 11 RBIs, only 12 base hits this season with 2 doubles and a triple. In the first pitch, will miss inside for ball number 1 here to Kendrick, as she will be starting in this game. The sophomore outfielder comes in with a .218 batting average. A double to start, strikeout to Etz. A very long at bat. Elder with over 100 pitches thrown in that first game, as that will be chopped foul. So we'll see what her pitch count is going to be. Did not pitch much during the regular season for the Vikings this season. 4th on the team. I believe the strategy here for the Vikings is to have her go a good distance in this game and have their best pitchers be thrown onto the circle in the next couple of hours, as this will be a base hit to left field. They'll keep the runner at third after a 1-out single from Jaden Kendrick. And the Tigers with their first 2 hits. And now Katie Robbins will step in, number 10. Freshman infielder with 96 at-bats during the regular season, 3 home runs, 22 RBIs, a 28-hit season with 5 doubles and a triple. Big opportunity here for the Tigers to strike first, while the Vikings are looking for a double play. First pitch, this one's going to be popped up, and it's going to be caught for a big out, number 2, in foul territory from Kari Jagalo. Gets the runners stranded on the corners, and that's a big out, number 2. As it brings up Savannah Neighbors. Neighbors also with a 3 home run season with 20 runs driven in, 34 base hits, 9 doubles, a .321 hitter. Trying to capitalize here with 2 outs. And the first pitch misses downstairs. 106 at-bats for Savannah Neighbors, sophomore catcher. Behind the plate once again for the Tigers. A lot of traffic on the base pad so far for both teams. Tigers trying to capitalize here. And it goes downstairs. A good block there from Arenado. But 417 runs scored through 57 games for the Tigers this season. Looking for their first runs in this one. And Chet Sweeney will be fouled off for strike number 1. On deck is going to be Emily Matkin, number 4, coming up. Playing in left field, bottom of the Bagnor here for the Tigers. No base hits in the first. 2 hits from Alex Irwin and Crystal Nett, or from Jaden Kendrick and Alex Irwin. This one is going to be a ground ball to second, and that will be an easy tag at second base for the force out. Tigers with a couple runners on, but no runs to show for. We go to the bottom of the second here on JockJive. Dallas Renzi with you here in the bottom of the second in a scoreless game between the Vikings and the Tigers. As it'll be Madison Duncan, Emily Griffin, and Izzy Lewis to lead things off here for the Vikings. As Taylor Bailey batting in for her second inning of work. As the lefty will deal here to Duncan, the designated player. And the first pitch is going to be in for a strike. Duncan, I believe, just had 18 base hits during the regular season. Only drove in 14 runs. And she drives one to deep left field. This is drifting into foul territory, but caught right at the line from Emily Matkin over in left field. For a long out number one. Good swing there by Duncan. And it brings up Emily Griffin. Griffin went hitless in the first game in Central Alabama. And pops this one up straight to the first baseman, Avery Lumpkin, for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second to the first two hitters for the Vikings. And this Vikings lineup only had one hit through the first 4 innings against Central Alabama until they had that offensive explosion in the 5th inning. And then the offense started to click the rest of the way until the 7th inning. First pitch now, sail upstairs. Fly out to left from Duncan, and then Emily Griffin pops out to first on only one pitch. And now Izzy Lewis, who had a pair of hits in the win against the Trojans. Both of them coming in that 5th inning. RBI single as well. And I'll be in for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike here. St. John's the road team in this game. After Central Alabama won the coin toss earlier today, they win the coin toss for this semifinal game. And Marion Military will be the away team in this one. 2-1 pitch. Sails upstairs. As Lewis does not bite, Carly Jadlow, number 9, is on deck. As St. John's enters the bottom of their batting order, they only have 2 hits so far. Kaylee Elder and Alyssa Valad with base hits. Upstairs in the butt, they get a 2-out walk here. And now Carly Jadlow will step in as we have a visit on the circle with head coach Jeff Benson as he talks things over with his infield and also his starting pitcher Taylor Bailey after that 2-out walk. 2 really quick at-bats here in the bottom of the second, and then that 5-pitch at-bat there. It looks like Benson's talking over with Bailey about her mechanics. Feel like she's rushing the pitches or something, but she'll settle back in here with Jadlow. 2 base hits for Jadlow, also had an RBI single against Central Alabama. Had 31 hits during the regular season, drove in 13 runs, batting as the number 9 hitter with a runner on first with 2 outs. And now one connects or be inside for ball number 1. Kendall Catherwood is on deck. And that one's going to hit Jadlow in the helmet to put runners at first and second here for the Vikings. First batter hit in this game so far. And now the top of the batting order will deal here with 2 outs. Kendall Catherwood with a fly out to right field caught from the second baseman B.J. Braswell. And on the first pitch, a base hit to right center field. They're going to send the runner home. The throw goes to third, and the tag is not in time. It will be an RBI base hit for Kendall Catherwood, and the Vikings take a 1-0 lead here. Catherwood with another RBI. An excellent afternoon for the leadoff hitter, as she is able to connect for a base hit. Kaylee Elder will step in here. Runners at third and second, as the Vikings trying to push the lead here, drawing first blood. First pitch is going to drop in for a strike. Alyssa Valad is on deck. We had a double her first time up. Elder with a couple of RBIs earlier today in the elimination game against Central Alabama. And she swings and misses, go behind 0-2. All this happening with 2 outs for the Vikings. Izzy Lewis walked. Jadwell was hit by a pitch, and Catherwood with an RBI single, driving in Izzy Lewis. That one sails outside to Elder. 3 hits now for the Vikings. After having 2 in the first inning, just 1 here so far here in the third. We're in the second inning, getting their third base hit. And 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play over to the right side. This is the only field in action so far at the almost 2 o'clock hour here at Veterans Park. We'll have field number 5 for the championship game in Division I. Division II had 8 teams to start. We are down to 3. Division I, we started with 6. We're down to 2. As this one's going to be lifted into center field. Coming in to make the catch is Alex Irwin. But it's a 1-0 lead. Kendall Catherwood with an RBI single starts the scoring here in the semifinal game. 1-0 Vikings. To the third we go. No runs, 2 hits for the Tigers, while for St. John's River, 1 run off of 3 base hits coming in that second inning. Tigers with a chance here to respond. It'll be the bottom of the batting order here for them. So that first pitch is in for strike 1. As it'll be Emily Mackin coming up. Mackin with no home runs on the year, 21 runs driven in, as she will bunt to the third baseman. Throw is in time. Jadwell to Butia for out number 1. It was a smart play there from Mackin, but unable to get there in time to have a leadoff base runner. And now bring up Avery Lupkin. 17 home runs, 64 runs driven in. And the first pitch will miss downstairs. 50 base hits, 8 doubles, a .289 hitter. One swing bat ties it up, but St. John's with Kaylee Elder has been nailing down the fort, or nailing down hitter after hitter. As there will be 1 ball and 1 strike here to Lumpkin as we enter back to the top of the batting order for Marion Military, with B.J. Braswell on deck with 1 out, bases empty. As this one's going to be sent into deep right field. This one is gone. And we are knotted up at 1 apiece. Avery Lumpkin with a game-tying home run here in the top of the third. And it's 1-1 between the Tigers and the Vikings. $17 during the regular season. We don't know how many home runs she has total during this postseason, but she's got a home run here into right field. And it brings up B.J. Braswell, and we are tied up at 1 apiece. What a response by the Tigers here in this elimination game in the semifinals. And Braswell will take that in for strike number 1. 4 home runs, 30 RBIs for Braswell, a 38-hit season with 7 doubles on the year. And she rips one down the left field line foul. A .264 hitter in her sophomore season. A lot of sophomores on this roster for Marion Military, like Central Alabama did as well. A couple of freshmen helped this team get to where they are today. But it's been Lumpkin, Braswell, and a couple other batters in this lineup providing the offense. This is fouled over to the right side. Count be 0-2 here. B.J. Braswell, who ground out to third her first time up, with Carly Pearson, number 5, on deck for the Tigers. That is the first home run Kaylee Elder has allowed this afternoon in both games. Just allowed 1 run to Central Alabama off a line drive that went to right field, and then an acrobatic leap. Tied the game at 1, but she gives up a home run to right field. Carly Pearson on deck. Tigers looking for their first lead. The Vikings have not trailed so far this afternoon. They've been tied twice at 1 apiece. And the offense will have to go back to work in the bottom of the third. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes here to Braswell, looking for her first base hit. Playing at second today for Marion Military. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We have one more game on schedule later today. Won't be on field number 2. This will be the final game on this field here at Veterans Park. The remainder of the tournament will be on field number 5. Wallace-Hansville versus Southern Union for the ACCC Championship. Wallace-Hansville winning the championship last year over Coastal South. The ground ball to short to Catherine Wood. Fires the first in time. Out number 2 here. It'll be the number 1 seed versus the number 6 seed in Division 1. Southern Union will have to win both games, 1 today and 1 tomorrow in the if necessary game to be crowned the champion. While for Hansville, they can win the championship with just 1 win today. Or if they don't win today, they can win it tomorrow in the if necessary game. This one's going to be lifted down the right field line. That is going to be a... Trying to see what the official ruling is. It looks like it's going to be a base hit here for Carly Pearson. And that is going to be a 2-out single here. And the Tigers have a base hit and brings up Alex Irwin, their leading hitter, with over 90 hits on the season. And now the go-ahead run is on foot for the Tigers after a 2-out single from Carly Pearson, who struck out her first time up. Pitch going to be downstairs as Alex Irwin had a leadoff double in the second, but was left stranded at third base. And at top of the second inning now, she'll bat here with a runner in on base. 1-1 game. As Elder delivers a pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball to short. Catherine Wood over to her second baseman Griffin for out number 3. A solo shot home run from Avery Lumpkin, their leading home run hitter, ties the game up at 1 as we head to the bottom of the third here on JockJive. Not up at 1 apiece here in the semifinals. As it'll be Alyssa Vlad, Princess Arundado, and Jenny Butia to lead things off here against Taylor Bailey and the Tigers. So that one's going to go downstairs for ball number 1. Vlad with a double her first time up. And was left stranded at second. Back in that first inning. And that one's actually going to hit her, and she'll take first base. Second hit batter issued from Taylor Bailey in almost 3 complete innings of work, but it puts a go-ahead run on at first base for the Vikings. With Arundado, who struck out swinging her first time up against Bailey after a long at bat, fouled off a couple of pitches that almost went for a home run, as that pitch will be downstairs for ball number 1. Had a home run earlier today, which was a 2-run blast to deep left field. Probably one of the hardest hit balls that we've seen so far in this year's tournament, as this is ripped down the left field line, foul. Had a total of 29 extra base hits during the regular season. 7 of them doubles, the rest of them home runs, as this one's lifted into right field. Not deep enough, as that'll be caught from Jaden Kendrick for out number 1. And Jenny Butia flew out to left field her first time up. She'll step in here with a runner on first with 1 out. And she had 12 extra base hits during the regular season. 10 doubles and just 2 home runs. And on the first pitch, it'll be downstairs. Taking off for second. The tag is not going to be in time. Heck of a swipe there from Carly Pearson. But Vlad will advance to second. Both teams been able to get runners in scoring position. But it's been fine pitching from Taylor Bailey and Elder on the other side. As this will be a ground ball over to the right side of the infield, off the glove of Lumpkin. Everyone is safe. Runners on the corners here with 1 out. And now Madison Duncan, who flew out to deep left field her last time up. She has a similar bat. It will be a 2-1 game. But runners on the corners here with 1 out. 1 for 2 today for Duncan, as that pitch will sail upstairs. Vlad was hit by a pitch. Arnano with a fly out to right. Jean Butia able to reach off an E3 from Avery Lumpkin. And now Madison Duncan with a big opportunity here. And it's in for a strike. On deck is Emily Griffin as we enter the bottom of the batting order for the Vikings here in the middle stages of this game. First and third here with 1 out. And misses outside, 2-1. Only 4 extra base hits for Madison Duncan. 3 doubles and just 1 home run on the season. During the regular season, it's a limited amount of time, and she grounds one to third. They fire home, and caught in no man's land is Vlad. And safe at third, so bases are going to be loaded here. A good idea from Marion Military, but it will load the bases up here with 1 out. And now head coach Jeff Benson, who's been out there a couple of times with Taylor Bailey, is going to have another conversation with her and the entire infield. Trying to prevent the run to score. They do that, but they are unable to get an out at third, so bases loaded here with 1 out. And it brings up Emily Griffin, who popped out to first base her last time up. With Izzy Lewis giving her some encouragement and telling her what to expect here from Taylor Bailey, but bases are loaded here. Balad at third, Butia is on at second, and Masson Duncan at first base for the Vikings. And now Griffin with one of her biggest at-bats of the season, due up. 10 doubles on the year, 1 home run, and 1 triple. Swings at the first pitch, pops it up in the air. What a diving catch from Lumpkin for out number 2. Just off the end of the bat, and Lumpkin with a diving catch there, makes up for the error earlier in this inning. And now Izzy Lewis will step in, a walk her last time up. Bases still loaded full of Vikings. And the first pitch. It's going to be downstairs for ball 1, but what a big out there from Lumpkin. Read it perfectly. Made the diving catch. If she didn't make that catch, it was going to be a fair ball, and most likely could have scored a run. And it's upstairs. Behind in the count is Taylor Bailey, who has already pitched for runners at third and second with less than 2 outs. Was able to get out of that jam now. Trying to get out of his jam with 2 outs, bases loaded. And it is 3-0, nowhere to put it now for Taylor Bailey. We'll see how aggressive Izzy Lewis is going to be on this next pitch. She has already been walked once in this game. Carly Jadlow is on deck. 3-0 pitch is outside, and it walks in the go-ahead run. A bases-loaded walk here in the bottom of the third, and St. John's River has a 2-1 lead. Jadwell was hit by a pitcher first time up. Bats here with the bases loaded after Vlad comes across the plate. It was a 4-pitch at bat to Izzy Lewis. And that one misses as well. 5 straight misses from Taylor Bailey. And we have to wonder how long she'll remain in this game if it starts to get out of hand for the Tigers. And the pitch. Downstairs as well. 6 straight misses. And it's 2-0 here to Jadlow with Catherwood on deck, who you do not want to bring up in this situation if you're Marion Military. Six straight balls. Can Taylor Bailey get back on track? And it's upstairs. No, it's in for a strike. 2-1. Caught the top of the strike zone. And that's a big strike there for Taylor Bailey, trying to battle back in this at-bat. The 2-1 pitch is going to hit Jadlow for the second time in this game and draws in another run. And it's 3-1. All 3 runs for St. John's River coming in the last 2 innings, and this might spell the end for Taylor Bailey on the circle as they are going to the bullpen, down 3-1. Bases still loaded here in the bottom of the third with 2 outs in this crucial semifinal game. We'll be right back here on JockJive. Back here for the bottom of the third. 3-1 lead. And they are going to make a change on the circle for Marion Military. And the first pitch is going to be sent over to the shortstop. She'll back up and make the catch as Carly Pearson to retire the side. 3-1 lead for the Vikings as we head to the fourth inning. First 3 innings in the books. St. John's with a couple of base runners on over the last few innings, scoring 3 runs. Now can the Tigers offense come alive here when they need it most? And the first pitch is going to be in for a strike. As it will be Crystal Etz, Jaden Kendrick, and Katie Robbins to lead things off here for the Tigers. Trailing by 2. And that one's going to miss inside. 1 ball and 1 strike here. A strikeout for Kristen Etz, her first time up. Trying to make things up here. It's our 4-3 in favor of Marion Military. The 2 runs that came in score for the Vikings. As this one's lifted to left field, right at the left fielder. Alyssa Vlad for out number 1. This brings up Jane Kindred with a single to left field her first time up. When we had about 50 at-bats during the Red River season. Well, she gets a start here in the semifinal game. Has already converted 1 base hit. See what she does here on her second plate appearance. And grounds 1 foul down the left field line. It was a bases-loaded walk to Izzy Lewis that drove in the second run of the game. Carly Jackalow was hit by a pitch. And then they made the change on the circle, and then on the very first pitch, Kendall Catherwood with a pop out at short to limit the damage. But now, Tigers offense got to go to work after tying the game up in the previous inning off an Avery Lumpkin solo shot home run to right field. Well, for the second straight game, the Vikings are able to jump out of the 1-1 tie and take the lead. This time in the third inning. It's 1-1 here with 1 out. It's going to be a ground ball. Tough play here for the shortstop. Catherwood fires the first in time. 2 up, 2 down. And it brings up Katie Robbins, who popped out to third on her first plate appearance back in the second inning. So back here with the base empty here with 2 outs. As Kaylee Elder trying to complete her 4th straight inning in this game after pitching all 7 innings in the win against Central Alabama. So her pitch count is definitely over 150, or pretty close to it. After having over 100 pitches thrown against the Trojans about an hour ago. That one's downstairs, and it's 2-0 here. To Katie Robbins, the designated player, with Savannah Neighbors on deck. But Elder facing off against the 2 most dangerous batting orders in the ACCC. We'll see if she went. and she did not. And it's 3-0. Took care of business against the number 1 seed Central Alabama, and now against the deadly number 2 seed out of the ACCC in Division II. Elder's only given up 2 runs so far, 1 against each team. It's downstairs. It'll be a 4-pitch walk to Katie Robbins. Neighbors will step in. She batted into a fielder's choice her last time up to the second baseman, Emily Griffin. And Kaylee Elder is currently at 163 pitches this afternoon. Not in this game. Had over 100 after the conclusion of the Central Alabama game, but she is now over 163 pitches. So they are not going to the bullpen. Don't know what the pitching situation is with St. John's. But they're sticking with Elder to try to get 2 wins here in the semifinals, as that swung on a miss. And it's 0-2 quickly here to the Neighbors. .34 hit season with 9 doubles for Savannah Neighbors, a .321 hitter. We'll have to stay alive here with 2 strikes. Elder with the pitch. This one's going to be popped up to the left side, and over to make the catch is Catherwood. 1 base runner for the Tigers, but they still trail by 2. To the bottom of the 4th we go here on JockJive. Hitters 2, 3, and 4 due up here. For the Vikings, Kaylee Elder, Alyssa Valad, and Princess Arendado. That's the first pitch, and going to be fouled off. New pitcher for Mary Military. She came in for 1 pitch. In the bottom of the 3rd, got the final out to Catherwood. That'll be number 32, Maya Harris. And the freshman right-handed pitcher made 22 appearances on the circuit during the regular season. 4 games started, 7 wins, no losses, 1 save. She does have 1 complete game this season. And this is ripped foul down the left field line. 48 innings of work, 50 hits allowed, 21 earned runs. Has a strikeout to walk ratio 12-23. No home runs allowed this season, a 3.06 ERA, which is the best out of the pitch staff for Marion Military. And this Marion Military team allowed 266 earned runs during the regular season off of 454 hits, 214 strikeouts, 183 walks. As this one's going to be sent into left center field, and that one's going to be caught on the run by Alex Irwin for out number 1. Well hit ball, but Elder unable to come away with a base hit. As it brings up Alyssa Valad. Vikings almost battered their entire batting order in that 3rd inning. Elder was the only one that did not bat. She flies out to center field, but Valad led off the inning after being hit by a pitch from Taylor Bailey. It'll now be Harris trying to save the game. A 3.06 ERA for Harris. in her first year. That one misses outside. Tigers fans hoping to get that call, but a good miss there. Glad with a double, and like I said, being hit by a pitch in the third inning. So bat here in the bottom of the fourth, and rip one foul down the left field line. Princess Arundado is on deck. It's a 1-2 count here to Vlad. As the Tigers hoping Harris can provide some quality innings and keep this at a 2-run advantage. This will be a ground ball to second to Braswell to first for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down. Arundado up next to bat. A strikeout and a flyout. A very quiet game so far for number 25. 2-run homer earlier. Couple of base hits later in the victory against Central Alabama. The first pitch and a sail upstairs for ball number 1. Jane Butia is on deck. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning is Harris. Off the end of the bat, ground ball, and it's going to be a fair ball for out number 3. Nicely played there by Avery Lumpkin at first. 1-2-3 inning. We're heading to the 5th. Can the Tigers offense come alive when they desperately need them to? A 3-1 lead for the Vikings as we enter the 5th inning. 9-1-2 due up. Macklin, Lumpkin, and Braswell. As Macklin ground out to third, or actually laid down a bunt, but was still thrown out at first from the third baseman, Carly Jadolo. First pitch going to be up and tied 1-0. Tigers with 9 outs to work with, down by 2 runs. It's Kaylee Elder looking for another shutout inning. Chopper over her glove to the second baseman, Griffin, and it's in time for out number 1. Almost was deflected off the glove of Elder, but it goes to Griffin in time for the out. An 0-for-2 game for Emily Matkin. As we go back to the top of the batting order with Avery Lumpkin. Ground out to short in the first. A home run, which tied the game up at the moment in the 3rd inning to right field. 17 during the regular season. And on the first pitch, pops this one up. High fly ball, foul tear to the left side. That's going to be caught for out number 2. Just got underneath it. And that's a big out here in the top of the 5th. Brings up Braswell with 2 groundouts, 1 to third and 1 to short. That was back in the 3rd inning. 2 up, 2 down here for Elder. And it's downstairs for ball 1. Elder, the last inning, was well over 163 pitches. But these quick outs definitely have kept her pitch count down, especially for this game. But you know her arms got to be tired near the end of this one. Luckily for the winner of this game, they will have the night to rest and face off against South Florida State tomorrow in the championship. Sal missed downstairs. No score updates yet from Oxford in the Division I Baseball Championships. Still weighing the finals from the 11 o'clock games. Sal being first strike to keep the at-bat alive. 3-1 here to B.J. Braswell. Championship game tomorrow will be at 1 o'clock p.m. on field number 5. Tomorrow, May 12th. Ground ball to short to Catherwood. A 1-2-3 inning for Kaylee Elder and the Vikings. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 3-1 St. John's River. Bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch delivered here by Harris. As it will be Jenny Butia, Madison Duncan, and Emily Griffin to lead things off. It was a 1-2-3 inning, the last half inning for Harris. And she's going to need to do it again here. Butia with a fly out to left field and then was able to reach off an E3 from Avery Lumpkin. But it's 1-1. The Tigers' bats have gone cold as of late, as this is a foul ball down the right field line. Let's say we have Oxford currently going on. In Division I baseball, we have Coastal Alabama South versus Delgado currently going on at the moment. It's a 3-1 lead for the Coyotes from Bay Minette in the bottom of the 6th inning. Coastal South won yesterday 11-9. Ground ball to short to Pearson. The throws in time for out number 1. Good fielding in this game for both teams, as Madison Duncan will step in. First pitch swinging away and misses. Duncan with a fly out to left field, and then let's hit into a fielder's choice her last time up. Both teams have gone relatively quiet. Not a lot of hits in this game for either side. Like I said, the 2 runs are the difference maker in this game was a base loaded walk and a Carly Jadwood being hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. All with 2 outs. That's the difference in this game. As that swung on and missed for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Emily Griffin is on deck. Harris coming in for Taylor Bailey and has been producing so far, as this one's popped up right to Lumpkin for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th. As Lumpkin's been very busy at first base, not only recording the out at first off the ground balls, but a couple of pop-ups to her, and then she made a phenomenal catch with the bases loaded before the 2 runs came in the store for the Vikings. This one, however, is going to go right to Pearson. 1-2-3 inning on a couple of pitches for Harris as we head to the 6th inning, 3-1 St. John's River. 1 run off of 4 hits and 1 error for Marion Military. 3 runs, 3 hits for St. John's. First pitch popped up in the infield over to the right side. That's going to be caught from Emily Griffin for out number 1. As Pearson pops up for the first out here in the top of the 6th. Both teams, like I said, the bats have been relatively quiet. Alex Irwin with a double to left center in the 2nd, a 6-3 put out in the 3rd inning. Now first pitch is delivered for a strike, and it's Kaylee Elder still on the circle. Luckily for her, she's been able to get some quick outs over the last couple of innings and not allowing a lot of traffic so far. The only run she has given up in this game was a sole shot home run to the leading home run hitter, Avery Lumpkin. Besides that mistake, she's been flawless ever since. She's had to pitch out a couple of jams. As this is going to be a ground ball base hit to left field for Alex Irwin. And the game time run will come up to the plate for the Tigers. And brings up Chrislyn Etz with a chance here to tie the game up for the Tigers after that 1-out single from Alex Irwin. That is the first base runner since the 3rd inning for the Tigers. It was a single. That one will miss downstairs. But all the offense coming into the 3rd inning for the Tigers. Elder giving up just her 5th base hit to Marion Military in this game. That's with a strikeout in the 2nd, a line out into left field her last time up. And now that is going to be inside a 2-0 count here. No activity in the bullpen for either team as we speak. Looks like it's going to be Elder versus Harris the rest of the way. Harris has done a phenomenal job keeping this game close at a 3-1 lead. Line drive, that's out of the reach of Catherwood as it goes into left field. They're going to send the runners to 3rd and 2nd. The throw at 2nd, not in time. A base hit for S, and now the Tigers have the game time run in scoring position. Bat-to-bat base hits given up to Irwin and Etz, and now this might spell the end for Elder on the circle. If not, it's just going to be a quick conversation with the coaching staff. And the entire infield will talk things over, but 3rd and 2nd here with 1 out. Best chance of the game for Marion Military since the early parts of this game, and now Jaden Kendrick will step in. But they're going to keep Elder on the circle. Kendrick had that single in the 2nd, ground out the short in the 4th inning. Starting out with a pop out at 2nd from Pearson. Irwin with a single, Etz with a double. 3rd and 2nd here with 1 out. And the pitch is going to miss downstairs. Kendrick does not have as many at-bats as most of her teammates do in this batting order, but big moment for the young right fielder. 1-0 pitch. Sails outside. Elder starting to lose control of the strike zone here in the top of the 6th. Winner of this game is going to the championship game, the face-off against South Florida State in Division II softball. And the 2-0 pitch. Will miss downstairs. It's 3-0. First base is open. Katie Robbins is due up just in case. But the leadoff batter was retired. Bat-to-bat base hits for the Tigers. They're up to 6 hits against Elder. Elder has only given up 2 runs so far this afternoon, 1 to each team. .30 pitch is upstairs. Not a single pitch to swing out for Kendrick, and she loads the bases up. for Katie Robbins. Robbins popped out to third in the second. She was walked in the fourth inning. That was the only base runner in that fourth inning for Marion Military. And now she will bat here with the bases loaded. And the first pitch misses downstairs for ball one. Robbins no hits so far, trying to capitalize here with one out. Game on the line here in the sixth. Grounded to the third baseman. She taps third, fires to first, and a collision at first base. One run's already coming to score, and that's all they're due there as we still have an injured Jenny Butia still down right next to first base. Big collision error with her and Katie Robbins. The out was recorded at third. A run did come in the score. So it is 3-2. Well, definitely the concern is over at the first baseman, Jenny Butia. And we'll step aside here on JockJive. Third and setting here in the top of the sixth. The Vikings with just a narrow 3-2 lead. We have a substitution at first base. It'll be Jana Welsh as this is lifted down the left field line foul. And it will be Savannah Neighbors, or actually looks like we have a pinch hitter. Caroline Willis, number 11, is going to come in as a pinch hitter for Marion Military for Savannah Neighbors, who's 0-for-2 with a fielder's choice and a pop out at short. So that one will miss upstairs. Game time run on at third. Go ahead run at second. So the out was recorded at third with the bases loaded. They tried to get the double play at first. Jenny Butia with a hard collision at first. She has been taken out of the game. And a substitution. As this one's going to be popped up and a catch made. Coming off the bench from Jana Welsh. For out number 3. The leads runner stranded at third and second as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Last chance for insurance runs for the Vikings. Harris is back on the circle. Last chance for insurance runs for the Vikings. They have a narrow 3-2 lead after the Tigers were able to cut into the deficit, but they were hoping for a lot more. As the first pitch is going to be popped up, and it will be dropped in right field from Alex Herman. Heck of an effort, but it's going to drop in for a leadoff single for Izzy Lewis. Now bring up Carly Jagalow after the leadoff single. Base hit there for the Vikings. Jagalow has had 2 plate appearances, and she has been hit by 2 pitches so far, including one with the bases loaded. So that one will go upstairs for ball number 1. Shows bunt on the first pitch. Kendall Catherwood is on deck. This one a lot tighter than the Central Alabama game. It was an 8-1 victory for the Vikings. This one is going to come down to the wire. So we go into the 7th inning. That's why the Vikings trying to grab as many runs as possible, get some insurance runs. Bunted down the right field line. And it's 1-2 here. Jaguars got to be careful here with 2 strikes. Harris came in to relieve Taylor Bailey just a couple of innings ago, and she has been phenomenal keeping this close for her offense. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one's going to be popped up to right field, and this one is going to be caught by Jaden Kendrick for out number 1. Long fly ball to right field. Kendrick's able to track it down and make the catch. And out the top of the batting order will deal up here with Kendall Catherwood. This is her first at bat since the 3rd inning. Flew out to right field, caught by Braswell in the first, an RBI single in the 2nd. And this one sends this one into Gavin to left field, and this one's going to be caught from Emily Matkin for out number 2. So it'll be a 1-for-4 game for Catherwood. And it'll bring up Kaylee Elder. We're on our first here with 2 outs after 2 quick outs. 2 flyouts, 1 to right and 1 to left. It's that first pitch. Misses upstairs to Elder. A single in the first, a fly out to center field, and also another fly out to center field in the 4th inning. The last chance for Marion Military will come in the 7th. This one's fouled up. They will have the bottom of the batting order starting off with Emily Mackin, Avery Lumpkin, and B.J. Braswell. Lumpkin already with 1 home run so far. Flew out to left field her last time up, and now she'll bat in the 7th inning to try to keep the season alive for Marion Military. And hopefully force a bottom of the 7th. 1-1 here to Elder. And it's going to be fouled off for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Elder looking for her second base hit. Izzy Lewis on at first. Harris looking for a clean inning. Ground ball here to short. Pearson to first in time. We head to the 7th. Marion Military down by 1 with 3 outs to work with in the semifinals. Two runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Marion Military. 3 runs off of 4 hits for the Vikings. Season coming down to the wire here for a chance to play in the semifinals tomorrow against South Florida State. First pitch, right back to the pitcher. It's out, number 1. That was from Emily Matkin. That is out, number 1 here in the top of the 7th. And back to the top of the batting order here with Avery Lumpkin, who is 1 for 3 in the game with a solo shot home run, a ground out to short, popped out foul territory, caught from the shortstop, Catherwood. Could have about 2 Florida teams in the championship if Marion Military does not come back. And this one's going to be skied to deep right center field, and that's caught from Izzy Lewis on the track. And the Tigers are down to their final out. And brings up B.J. Braswell. Base is empty with 2 outs. The season on the line right here. And Kaylee Elder is 1 out away from her second complete game in a doubleheader. Defeated Central Alabama 8-1. She's up 3-2 as we speak and delivers a first pitch strike here to Braswell, who is 0 for 3. 2 ground outs to short, 1 to third. St. John's River, the number 2 seed, 1 out away from going to the championship. So that one misses. They'll face off against South Florida State, the number 4 seed. Championship game tomorrow will be on field number 5 at 1 o'clock p.m. start time on JockJive, so tune into that one on field number 5. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Braswell. Downstairs, a good block there from Arenado. But the difference in the game is a base-loaded walk and a hit batter with the bases loaded. Made it 3-1. Marion Military cut into deficit, made it 3-2 off a fielder's choice. Hit by Katie Robbins. Left runner straight at third and second. Grounded to third. This could do it. Throw is in time. And St. John's River is going to the championship to face off against South Florida State tomorrow. take a look at the final numbers in this victory for the Vikings as they defeat the number 3 seed, Marion Military Tigers. 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error for Marion Military. St. John's River, 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. Marion Military will end the season 3rd in this tournament. Well, St. John's River, after defeating Central Alabama 8-1, these are 2 powerhouse offenses in the ACCC. They defeat both of them with the same starting pitcher in Kaylee Elder. So they have a rested pitching staff tomorrow going into the game against South Florida State at 11 or at 1 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. And that's your final. The Vikings with a 3-2 victory over the Tigers. And that'll do it here from JockJive and Dallas Lindsay. We'll see you at 4 o'clock p.m. for Southern Union and Wallace Hansel for the Division I championship game.